When is your manuscript ready? I'm Karen Beery with Right Now Editing, where we turn good manuscripts into great books.
And I'm Peg Thomas, multi-award winning author and editor, and we are two editors for 5 minutes.
Got that clock started. And
All
Peg and
right.
I weren't really sure how to start this episode because as we were talking about it, when is your manuscript ready for what? It depends on what you're doing, what you're doing with it. What are your plans for it? So we'll bounce around some ideas and hopefully get this done in 5 minutes. Peg.
First off, your manuscript is not ready to publish until it has been edited. And I realize you're sitting here looking at two editors and oh yeah, you're gonna say that. Um, but we're not the only ones who are gonna say that. Okay. If you send to a traditional publishing house, they're gonna say that too. If you because they do still have editors in traditional publishing houses, but they're not looking at rough manuscripts anymore.
Mm-mm.
They're just not. You've got to send them something that's pretty much edited if you have a chance of getting in as, as a newcomer. And if you're putting out self-published, it needs to be edited or you're not going to get good reviews. You're not going to get good reaction from
And
it.
remember, we did talk about negative reviews last week.
Yes, we
If
did.
when you put out an unedited, unpolished manuscript, people will talk about it in the reviews,
Yeah,
and it won't be kind.
it will
And even the
definitely not be kind.
kindest, there have been some that I've read, and I've just had to honestly give a 2-star review and say this book needs several rounds of editing. It's difficult to read. Um,
Yeah.
it's hard. But and this is what because was speaking at a conference and like Peg said, someone said, "Well, it sounds to me like you're saying we have to hire an editor, hire an editor. It's easy for you to say." Well, no, not necessarily, because Peg and I didn't hire editors. We spent, Peg, how many years did you spend learning how to edit to get your manuscripts
Oh my
polished?
gosh. Yeah, I don't know.
It takes
I don't even
years.
know.
And
Years,
so
yeah.
I'll tell people you either have to invest the money to hire someone and it'll go a little bit faster and they'll do the bulk of the work for you, or you have to invest the time to learn how to write, learn how to edit, and learn how to revise.
And let me tell people right up front, do not count on AI being able to do it for you.
No.
I do use an AI program where I put mine through chapter by chapter and I put in the prompt, act as a line editor for grammar and punctuation. And then I send it to my editor and she finds more errors than AI does.
It
Even
not
after it's
only
gone through AI and I've made the corrections AI said, she will still find more errors than AI does.
and
It cannot
even
replace it.
before you get to the line editing, I
Yes.
my experience has been if this is your first, second, or third manuscript, you need a substantive editor
Yeah.
because there are so many big picture things with characterization, pacing, plot holes that you're not going to find on your own, and you get what you pay for. So if you are paying someone $500 to do a comprehensive edit, I can't say this for certain, but they're probably just running it through Grammarly and sending it back to you. That's just most likely what's happening.
Very likely.
So again, either you need to take the time to figure out what makes good characters. Am I hitting all of the benchmarks for plot? Am I hitting, these necessary elements? Is there the initial incident? Are there these different doorways that my character has to go through? Are you hitting all of those? Because if you don't know those things, you cannot edit your own manuscript.
This is true.
So
Yeah.
you either
And
have to
even
learn
even
how to
those of
do it.
us who even those of us who know those things, we still have editors. I still have an editor. I can't see all my own errors. I know what I meant to say. So I don't see sometimes what I actually did say that didn't come out the way I thought it came out. And as I was saying with AI, like I said, I run mine through because it catches a lot of stuff. But then I sent it to my editor, and it doesn't catch stuff like double periods at the end of a sentence. It didn't catch stuff like a couple times. Yeah, why do you put the in twice? We all do it, right? As we're typing the. It didn't catch stuff like that. You cannot rely on AI. It cannot replace an editor. It will not work.
So we have just a few seconds left. Peg, I want to ask you the book that you're publishing that actually published in January.
Yes.
You didn't publish the first draft.
No.
How
No.
many revisions would you say, what version would you say is it published? Is it your second, your third?
I don't write the way a lot of people do. I don't write the way you do, where you do a rough draft and then you do further drafts. I edit as I go. So I read the day before's writing before I start writing for the day. And I edit that and I go into the day. Gets me back in the story, gets me back in the time period, gets me and I'm ready to write. And then when it's all done, I'll go through it one more time and then it goes to my editor. But I have chapter by chapter, whatever, done it. And I've started doing something. Lynette Bonner got me started doing this a while ago. When I get to the two-third mark in my book, I go back and reread it and edit up to the two-third again. And I'm amazed at how many things I catch that I've kind of changed in my characters as I go along that far. And it sets me up to just right off to the end. And
So you
so
have what you're saying is multiple revisions because you're editing every day.
yeah, yeah. So I'm catching those little things as I go, but I don't do like a draft and then take it and do a whole second draft and then maybe do a whole. I don't do that. That's
But
not my
you're
brain style.
constantly revising.
Yes,
So it is
yes.
not writing something down and publishing.
No, never.
I would
No.
say Curveball on the Dance Floor when it came out in October was probably the sixth version of that manuscript before it came out. So we're well over our 5 minute mark, but we wanted
But
to
let me say
mention
one more
that.
thing
Oh,
before we
so
go.
keep
The
going.
other thing you absolutely need before you're ready to publish, if you're self-publishing, you need a professional looking cover. I've seen so many covers coming out right now that look like it looks like you like cut and pasted and did it on a mimeograph machine. There's no excuse into this day and age to not have a professional looking cover. AI
And as
is making
much
it
as
cute to
it
do.
breaks our little author hearts,
It yeah,
it's the cover.
it
It
is.
doesn't matter how well written your back cover copy is. If your cover looks bad, people are going to go past it.
It's
So,
so true. And it's just in this day and age, covers are getting cheaper and cheaper to get, and the quality of the cheaper ones is going up so much better. You got to have that.
so this is our version of two editors for 97 minutes. And I am Karen Beery.
And I'm Peg Thomas, and we'll
We'll
see you
see you
next
next
time.
week.